Hello everyone and welcome to our practice video for today. So here we're going to answer some problems relating to finding the ratio of a given right triangle. So without further ado, let's begin. Oh, wait. Let me just put my camera above. There we go. All right. So here we have triangle ABC and all of the sides in a given right triangle are all present. Line segment AB or the side AB, it's 20 units long. Side BC is 16 units long and the hypotenuse is 25 units long. Our objective is to find all the trigonometric ratios when the given acute angle is at C, is at, is at C. Okay, forgive me for once again having a grammatical mistake. So if the given acute angle is at C, so meaning we are referring to having an angle here at this part, okay? At this part, okay? Here, okay? Here, okay? So in here, we can represent the angle here as capital C, okay? It usually depends on your vertices or your corners of the right triangle, right? They are all capitalized, A, B, C, capitalized. So if we're going to find the angle at C, so we can just use capital C instead of theta, okay? Instead of theta. So that means instead of having sine theta, we can have sine of C. Instead of using cosine theta, we can have cosine of C and so on and so forth. Okay? So now, let's find all the trigonometric ratios. And speaking of sine C, let's start with that. So what is sine? I mean, the equivalent ratio of the sine function. And that is what? That is the opposite all over hypotenuse. Which one here is the opposite, which one here is the adjacent, and which one here is your hypotenuse? So I think I already discussed this before. The longest side, it's easy. That is your hypotenuse. Okay? This one, the slanted side here, it's your hypotenuse. Okay? Or basically the longest side is your hypotenuse. So here we have two legs, AB and BC. Which one is the opposite and the other is the adjacent? It's simple. It depends on the angle you're referring to. So the given acute angle is at C, in which we are referring to this part, okay? So what happens here is that your BC is beside with that acute angle. It's beside with that acute angle. So meaning BC, this is your adjacent. BC is your adjacent. Therefore, your adjacent side is 16 units long. And 20, on the other hand, it's not beside with that acute angle. It's not beside with that acute angle. All right? Because the acute angle is here. So therefore, 20 is your opposite. So your opposite side is 20 units long. So we can substitute here, your opposite is 20 units long. All over your hypotenuse is 25 units long. We can simplify this fraction because 20 and 25 are both divisible by 5. 20 divided by 5, it's 4, and 25 divided by 5, it's 5. And since this is simplified, we can leave this as our answer. So, 1 down, 5 to go. Okay? Sine of C is equal to 4 all over 5. So, next, let's go with the cosine. So, what's cosine? I'm referring to its equivalent ratio. Cosine C, wait, let me just fix my handwriting here. Cosine C is what? Adjacent all over hypotenuse. Okay? Cosine C is equivalent to the ratio of the adjacent side to the hypotenuse side. So your adjacent side, it's what? 16 units long. All over your hypotenuse, it's 25 units long. You see, 16 and 25, they don't have a common factor except 1. Or in other words, we cannot simplify them anymore. So we can leave this as our answer. Cosine of C is equal to 16 upon 25 or 16 all over 25. Okay? So that's it. Now next, how about we go with the tangent? Okay? So wait, tangent C. So what is tangent C? So its equivalent ratio, it's opposite. Its equivalent ratio, it's opposite to adjacent or all opposite all over adjacent. So your opposite here, it's 20 units long, and your opposite here, it's 16. No, it's 16. Okay, 20 and 16, both of them are divisible by 4. 20 divided by 4, it's 5, and 16 divided by 4, it's 4. And this one is already simplified, so we can leave this as our final answer. So it's 5 all over 4. Okay? So 3 more. And these 3 trigonometric ratios are the reciprocals of the trigonometric ratios we found. So let's start first with the cosecant. So cosecant of C is equal to what ratio? It's hypotenuse all over opposites. So your hypotenuse here, it's your 25, and your opposite, it's 20. Okay? So 25 is what? 25 and 20, both of them are divisible by 5. So we can simplify them. 25 divided by 5, it's 5, and 20 divided by 2, it's 4. And it's already simplified, so we can leave this as our final answer. Or guys, remember that cosecant C is the reciprocal of sine. So we can have 1 all over sine of C. What is our sine of C? Earlier, what is sine of C? Sine of C is what? Remember, it's 4 all over 5. Okay? Now, we can simplify it. So if we have this complicated fraction, here's what we're going to do. We get the numerator, multiply by the denominator, but we're going to switch its positions. So from 4 above, we're going to put 4 below, and 5 above, from 5 below, we're going to put it above. So you will have 5 all over 4. Hence, it's 5 all over 4. See? So cosecant of C is equal to 5 all over 4. So we're good to go. Now, 2 more. So what's left? What's left is, yeah, secant and cotangent. Okay, cotangent. So secant of C is equal to, what's the equivalent ratio of the secant function? It's hypotenuse all over adjacent. So your hypotenuse is 25 and your adjacent is 16. Since these two numbers, 25 and 16, they are not divisible by any numbers except 1, or in other words, they cannot be simplified anymore, so we can leave this as our final answer. Okay, that's it. Or I told you that we can we can answer this trigonometric function by its reciprocal. Remember that secant is the reciprocal of cosine. So we will have 1 all over cosine C. What is our cosine C before? Cosine C is what? If you remember earlier, our answer of cosine C, it's what? It's basically 16 all over 25. And now we can simplify that fraction, copy the numerator, multiply the denominator, but you're going to switch its position. So you will have 25 all over 16. 1 times 25 all over 16, it's 25 all over 16. That's your answer. And lastly, okay, last but not the least, okay, last but not the least, hold on. Last but not the least, we will have cotangent, okay, cotangent of C. So this is adjacent all over O. So your adjacent is 16 and your O is 20. 16 and 20, they are both divisible by 4. So 16 divided by 4, it's 4. And 20 divided by 4, it's 5. Hence, your cotangent of C is equal to 4 all over 5. Eh, Or, once again, we can use its reciprocal. Cotangent of C is just the same as 1 all over tangent of C because cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent. Okay? Tangent C, yeah. What's your tangent C? This is what? 5 all over 4. So now we can simplify it. So copy the numerator, multiply the denominator, but you're going to switch its position. So you will have 4 all over 5. So the answer is 4 all over 5. And that's it. We answered every 6 trigonometric ratios. But we're not done yet. Okay, we're not done yet here. Okay? Why? We have another objective. We will find again all those 6 trigonometric ratios, but the acute angle is at A. Okay, it's at A. At A. So that means it's here. It's here. Okay, it's here. That is what we are going to use as our angle to find all of the 6 trigonometric ratios. So let's start first with the sine. Since we have a given acute angle at A, so we will have sine of A. And what sine of A? What is sine again? It's opposite all over hypotenuse. So here, which one is your hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent? Again, the hypotenuse, it's the longest side. So it's H. Your opposite is what again? It's not beside with the acute angle. And adjacent, it's beside with the acute angle. So you see, the angle given is here at A. Okay, it's here, here, okay, here. All right, let me just put A here. So what does it? So what does it mean? So meaning, if the angle is here, that means line segment AB or side AB, it's the adjacent side. Okay? Because it's beside with the angle here. So therefore, 20, it's your adjacent side. Okay? Again, since the angle is here, so this side, side AB, is your adjacent because it's adjacent to the angle, or in other words, it's next to the acute angle. Okay? But yeah, it's correct. And here for your base side or side BC, this one is 16 units long and it's not beside to the angle at A, or angle A rather. So here, what will happen is that your 16 will become the opposite. Okay? It will become the opposite. So since your O is your opposite, I mean, yeah, yeah. Since your O is 16 units and your hypotenuse is still 25, so you will have 16 all over 25. And since 16 and 25 are not that divisible to each other by any common factor except 1, or in other words, it's not, it's already simplified, so we can leave this as our final answer. Okay? Now, how about for your cosine A? So what's your cosine A? It's adjacent all over hypotenuse. So your adjacent here it's 20 and your H here it's 25. So 20 and 25, they are both divisible by 5. So 20 divided by 5, it's 4. And 25 divided by 5, it's 5. So this is your answer. Cosine of A is equal to 4 all over 5. So let's find let's find the other trigonometric ratios. Okay? So next, we have tangent. So tangent A. Tangent A is what again? O all over A. Opposite all over adjacent. So your opposite here is 16. All over adjacent, it's 20. 16 and 20 are both divisible by 4. So 16 divided by 4, it's 4. And 20 divided by 4, it's 5. Hence, this is tangent A. This is tangent A. That's it. Now, let's find the other trigonometric ratios. So let's start first with cosecant. So cosecant A, what's its equivalent ratio? It's what? H all over O. So your H here is 25 units and O is 16. Since this is already simplified, we can leave this as our final answer. All right? See? Now, two more. Okay? Two more. So we're going to find secant and cotangent. All right? So hold on. Let me just, right. There we go. So let's go. Once again, it's secant. So it's secant A. So secant A is what? Hypotenuse all over A. So your hypotenuse here is your 25 units long, and your A, it's what? 20 units long. 25 and 20 are both divisible by 5, right? So 25 divided by 5, it's 5. And 20 divided by 4, it's 4. Hence, second A is equal to 5 all over 4. See? And lastly, we have cotangent A. So your cotangent, no, it's not O all over A. Rather, it's A all over O. So it's adjacent all over opposite. So your adjacent, it's what? 20. Then your O or opposite, it's 16. 20 and 16 are both divisible by 4. So 20 divided by 4, it's 5. And 16 divided by 4, it's 4. So this is your final answer. All right? This is simplified. And we're done. Oh, sorry. I spoiled you. I spoiled you the next problem. But yeah, we're done. Okay? We're good to go. So this is for me, my opinion, the perfect practice video about getting all of the 6 trigonometric ratios. Because here, it's like we are experimenting. What if the given acute angle is here at C? Or what if it's on the top, which is at A? Right? So I think that will be all. So see you guys soon to the next video that we're going to practice, which is finding the missing angle, or rather finding the given angle in a right triangle. Right? See you soon.